guys, welcome back to King Creek. Today we are doing our spring garden prep. We're prepping the rest of our rows and pulling things out from the winter, and we're also doing our planting. So today I'm going to plant some peppers. We've got tomatoes, pumpkins, beans, all kinds of stuff. So stick around and watch us get this done.
After harvesting our winter garden, we left a lot of it in the ground as a cover crop, so the first step was ripping all the old stuff out to make room for the new. Here's how Mallory's milk jug greenhouse experiment is going so far. These tomatoes, are very happy. We have some jalapenos, sunflowers, and she's already planted a bunch of the zinnias. They came up very quick.
These are my mammoth sunflowers that I started. They actually came up really well in here. Probably could have let them go a little bit longer, but I want to go ahead and get them in the ground.
After cutting down 5 large oak trees, we have an excess of wood chips, so I'm raking the old wood chips that have decomposed into the garden beds and then retopping off what was in the walking paths. We're so thankful for this abundance. We're trying to do no-till in our garden, and these extra wood chips really help. We planted 2 peach trees and 2 plum trees. Where we had the blue tarps for 3 weeks, they didn't do as good of a job as the black tarps. So we moved the black tarps down where the blue tarps were, and then we put them there for about 2 more weeks. So today we're taking them up and we're planting corn, okra, and kidney beans. We planted trucker sweet corn last year and it didn't do so well, so this year we're trying honey and pearl. It's a hybrid that's supposed to be very sweet. After cleaning up our pond, we had some extra cattle panels laying around, so we figured we'd make a trellis with them.
All right guys, we got the garden all planted, so I'm gonna give you a tour. We're gonna start with our beautiful Peggy Martin roses. We didn't plant these this year, we planted them last year, but it is just crazy how much growth we've gotten in just 1 year of these roses. This is like my pride and joy right now of my garden. I love these so much. We've also got zinnias and snapdragons in both of these buckets on either side. They were started from seed in some milk jugs and they are just about to bloom. This year we focused on having our flowers in our garden instead of doing them separately. We, as you can tell, have a baby coming this summer, so I don't want to be running all over the place watering things. So we're trying to keep everything kind of consolidated, which leads me to my sunflowers here. We're gonna have a whole row of sunflowers here on the front. These are all just mammoth sunflowers, and then there's a shorter variety. There's also a Mexican sunflower here. This is supposed to get like 12 feet tall and super bushy. And I started that from seed as well. So excited to see how all the flowers in the garden do. So let's move on to the vegetables. Behind our sunflowers, we have our tomatoes. We planted way more tomatoes this year than we did last year. We're hoping to do a ton of canning. Once this baby comes, I'm gonna put them in the freezer until after that. So they'll kind of just trickle in all summer and then I'll do something with them. But we've got 2 whole rows here and then we've got a couple on the other side of the garden just where we had an empty spot. These are big boy tomatoes and they were started from seed as well. And they are getting so big. Can't wait to get some tomatoes off of these. All right, next we've got a row and a half of onions. I think this variety is called Texas Sweet. We're hoping these will last us a full year. There's 120 onion plants here. We've got about 6 strawberry plants here. I wish we would have planted way more of these. They did not look happy about a month ago, but they are starting to thrive. We've gotten a few strawberries off of these and they have been the best strawberries Stetson and I have ever eaten in our whole lives. They are so sweet. You can see we've got some bigger ones here and we have never had success growing strawberries, but these are doing awesome. To wrap up this side of the garden, we have 2 full rows of red potatoes and then a full row of bell peppers. This year, this tunnel is new. We did these 2 trellises and they are gonna have pumpkins growing up either side. We also had a volunteer watermelon come up on the other end from last year, so we're gonna try to train that to go around as well. And we actually just threw in a cucumber the other day. So we're gonna have all kinds of stuff hanging from this trellis, hopefully by the summer. If you followed us last year, you know I love pumpkins, but they took over our garden and really choked everything out last year. So we're hoping this will be a solution to that. If you've watched some of our other videos, you know on this whole half of the garden over the winter, we did a cover crop, we did a winter wheat, and we terminated that with a tarp. So if this side looks a little different, that's why. It has done a really good job at keeping the weeds down because this side of our garden was new last year and it was just full of weeds. So we're really happy with how that's turned out. We also direct seeded every plant on this side, so that's why the plants on the other side are a lot bigger. So it's kind of hard to see what we have going on here, but we split this whole half into another half. And so this back side of the garden is all corn. We were trying to plant it more in like a blocking style, hopefully to get better pollination. We had a terrible corn harvest last year, so we're hoping this will have improved pollination and a better outcome for us. Okay, so on the second half of this garden, we've got on this first row, half a row of jalapenos. We've got another one of these Mexican sunflowers here. This one's actually doing a lot better than the one on the other side. So this should actually get huge. Really excited to see how that works out. Then we've got 4 rows of pinto beans, which we grew those last year, loved those. They were really easy to preserve. And then 2 rows of kidney beans. And then our last row down there is okra. All right, that concludes our garden tour. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more from King Creek and if you want to see our garden grow this summer.